allotment of your land, allotment of your, say factories act or a factory license, registering for, various enactments of the as for the state government, labor act. All these are, still has to be reformed and go forward. But today, MSME are in a beautiful path wherein the whatever the challenges what we faced in 70s and 80s, now everything has been streamlined. So the challenges what we face now is only the technology, finance, and your marketing. No other challenges. So, for example, when you want to get into a MSME, if you want to get into, you require to first identify your product. What is that you want to enterprise? What is that you want to do? What is that you want to perform and supply to your customer? And please note, if at all you identified a product, why your customer has to come to you and purchase? What for? Just because you started manufacturing? No, it is not possible, because he's been already buying it or already has traced anybody and everybody in the whole world, because we have an open economy. So why he'll come and buy from you? For that, you should have some qualities. You should have some specialized things. What are those specialized things? How you can move forward? Now, for example, if you have identified a product, now after you identified a product, then where is the technology? Where are the funds? Where is the land? Where are the people? So all these has to be now, you have to equip with all these things, and then only you can start for manufacturing. Whereas now presently, and if you remember that Bangalore has the highest startups, and now it has gone to Delhi. Delhi has highest, and Gujarat and Maharashtra. So how come these startups, without any kind of knowledge, without this kind of knowledge, are coming up? So, and you know very well how the startups are growing, and all the startups have become unicorns now, and even highest number of unicorns are in Bangalore. That means Bangalore has such a potential that for a business, it is a smooth sailing business, provided you are thorough, your perseverance is right, and your moving is good, and if you really rely on the product and your target and your customers, you are a winner. So after identifying your product, that product has to be tested, for which probably the institutions, universities have, so many universities have now incubator, including India of Science, IIM Bangalore, and even this public I mean, public industries, as well as, private companies also, they have the R&D. So these R&Ds also available for you to, go and to test your product. Otherwise, you have to go into a incubator cell and test your product, put it in the market, and see whether the product is working, and if the product has requires any modification, or your product requires any kind of, certification. All these kind of things are required for a product before you get into the market, before you supplying to the customer. So these kind of things are very important before getting to the investment. So once the product is tested, certified, and approved by your client, your customer, he gives a certificate that yes, you can supply. Then you have to supply with the quality product and the delivery mode which he has mentioned. But here, watch on. Don't depend on only one customer. No and never. Because tomorrow, if something happens to your customer or to his industry, you are sunk, because you're depending only on one customer. So he will not give you an orders. So if at all you want to have a continuous orders in your hand, you got to have varieties of clients. Don't depend on only one client. Fine. Once you are gone ahead and moving ahead, you require continuous supply of money. finance. Today, the finance is very well available because there are many schemes available in the central government, be it Mudra, be it credit guarantee scheme, emergency credit guarantee scheme, credit guarantee where it is by the central government has been funded through credit guarantee scheme. If at all you have a project cost about say 5 crores and that 5 crores is without any collateral, nationalized banks or any other private banks are going to give you. So these are the facilities are very well put online. So finance you get. And if at all tomorrow if at all you don't get a funding from any public sector company or bank, then please contact FKCCI or CASIA or whatever it is, and inform the manager that if at all they don't provide you credit guarantee scheme funding, then you can definitely tell the manager that if at all you don't give me this money, I am going to complain to FKCCI or CASIA. Trust me, definitely you'll get it. So the perseverance for getting your job done and putting a pressure on the client or on your supplier or on your thing is very much required. This is another tactic where an entrepreneur always should have. Otherwise, if at all you succumb to what you don't get, then you are gone. No and never. So the it is always said, if you believe that this mountain moves from here to there, and it shall move. If you believe that the stone can melt, yes, it can melt. So that kind of thinking, that kind of perseverance, and that kind of focus, you'll have to do it. Take, for example, if the sun rays are passed through a convex lens, all the sun rays pass through a convex lens, it makes a small point. And when you continuously put that point, the fire comes out. So you should always have fire in your belly. Unless and until you have a fire in the belly, you cannot survive in the enterprise. Enterprises could be plenty because tomorrow the facilities available for you through enterprise, be it in aerospace, be it in defense, be it in electric vehicles. Those were the days where everybody used to have a CNC machine or in a machine tool industry. Everybody has put that. But today the next future is going to be electric vehicle, aerospace and defense. Huge investments are going to come in Bangalore alone. So connected to that kind of industry, if you make ready some kind of a product supplier or sub assembly, then you are successful, definitely successful. So how to identify the product? How you have to passionate? It is not that just because you have seen your friends have gone to this kind of industry, you are also going. No, don't do that. It is like, for example, say Sachin Tendulkar, who is a god of cricket. His father never wanted to him to practice cricket. He wanted to practice his football. And just to satisfy his father, he used to go and play football, but secretly is to learn cricket. And today he has become a god of cricket. So what does it indicate for you? Whatever passion what you have, whatever thinking what you have, whatever dream what you have, fulfill your dream. Don't go by anybody's advice. First, you have to satisfy your own dream and follow your heart. That is the dedication you should have in enterprise. Because enterprise is without your dedication, without your whole hard work, nothing can achieve. So enterprise, as you know, as I told you, 6.3 crores of enterprise. Out of that, if the 95% are micro and creating such kind of economy, what is the what is the trouble they are going to face? What are the challenges they face? There are plenty, no doubt about it. But they don't not worried about the challenges. They are not worried about what is happening uh, surrounding them. They are only focusing on their product. They're focusing on their success. They're focusing on increasing their top line. They're trying to increase their bottom line. So unless and until your bottom line is increased, top line, unless until your top line increases, bottom line cannot be increased. So how to increase the top line? So look out for various other clients. So when you talk about the product identification, you talk about customer, you talk about funds, banks have given the funds, then how to move forward? Because by and large, what happens is any enterprise for that matter, you struggle, you dedicate your whole life into the enterprise and it moves on. But after a period of time, it comes parallel to x-axis. So when it comes to start parallel to x-axis, that means when your top line is not improving, you have to start organic growth, add additional product, or have some more another technical director, or maybe a financial director, increase your top line. So never allow your top line to reduce. The top line every year should add to the extent of GDP growth what is happening in the world, because India is the highest GDP growth, which is now today 7.2% of GDP, and today we have crossed almost around say $3.75 trillion economy. So are you a part and parcel of the $3.75 trillion economy? Because we have taken almost around say 60 years to cross $1 trillion economy, and taken another 20 years to cross another $1 trillion economy. That means to cross $2 trillion economy, we have taken almost around 60 years after independence. And today we are at the rate, we are at the 75 years of independence. We are at the $3.75 trillion economy. By 2025, Prime Minister Modi has promised to cross $5 trillion economy, and we are going to be number 3 globally. We already crossed UK economy. Now we have to cross Japan and Germany. So when we cross $5 trillion economy, we will become the number 3 globally. But moving on, by 2047, 100th year of independence, we are going to become say $45 trillion economy. Get ready for that. Don't succumb to just like a Kupa Manduka. Kupa Manduka is just like a frog in the well. So come out on the for the well. Open up your whole product to the global. That means global is a market. When you are here, is a $3.75 trillion economy. America is $22 trillion economy, and whereas the population is only 32 crores, whereas we are 140 crores of population, and our economy is only 3.75. So see whether you can tie up or with the European Union or Germany or Japan or including China. But China by and large is a very tough market. Don't try and attempt to get the China market unless and until you are very much specialized or they come and pick your product. Otherwise, look at the European Union market or UK market. The free trade agreement has been done, or look at the American market. Once you start exporting your product, then your whole manufacturing process changes. Your style of thinking changes. Your whole economical things changes in your whole factory. So exporting to foreign countries your product is the best way to sustain and move forward. So absolutely don't think about that. Yes, you have identified 5 or 6 customers here within India or within Bangalore or within maybe within the east and south and north. But unless and until you propose yourself to export your product to foreign countries, the improvement you can't see. Definitely not. So here I will give you my own example where we have, we started our manufacturing system in the environmental simulation products and eco-friendly packaging. So before starting, I was a lecturer Ravindranath here, Christ the College. I was also passed out from the Mysore University, product of Mysore University with organic chemistry. Then immediately I got a lecturer post for 2 years. And after the lecturer post, then I did not like the lecturer post because I had to change. Why I did not like the lecturer post was 2 hours lecture, 4 hours practical. So I had to change. Change for what? I went to Bombay, joined a company manufacturing laboratory equipment. Laboratory equipments were very, very, I have gone through this equipments in the Manas Gangotri and used those kind of laboratory equipment. So I loved that. So I joined a manufacturing company of laboratory equipments in Bombay and started marketing the product. My boss was very happy because I was contact more than 30 to 35 clients per day. He was very happy. He said, this is the way you're working. You go to back to Bangalore and look after South India market. So I came back to Bangalore, South India market I look after. But South India market was much, much higher than the Bombay market, what he has seen. So my boss was again very happy. So that we start manufacturing it here in Bangalore. So this is how Bangalore unit of manufacturing laboratory equipment started with the association from the Bombay firm. This is how I came to the market. But then, what happened over a period of time? Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh opened up the economy in 1991. That means the product is competitive for global market. Earlier it was only Bombay, Pune, and Delhi. Now it is for global market. I had to change. Change for what? Then there was a Kargil war in 1997. In Kargil war, we lost so many soldiers. Why? Because the telecommunication did not function. T-80 tanker did not fire. But at that side, Musharraf, the then Pakistan president, was firing from the top because his all arms and ammunitions were functioning because he got all arms and ammunitions imported from Italy, France, Germany, because we could not get those kind of testing equipments for that kind of temperature and humidity and altitude from these foreign countries because sanctions were imposed on us because Vajpayee blasted atom bomb in Pokhran. So because of the sanctions, they could not get the imported items. Whereas Musharraf was got all the testing equipment. He was ready to have breakfast in Delhi, dinner in Kanyakumari. That to that extent, then what happened during the time our soldiers were dying and when our telecommunication equipment did not functioning and T-80 tanker did not firing, one soldier rolled down and came down. Then he communicated to the head office. Then MiG-21 came and Kargil war is over. What was the idea for me? If sanctions were imposed in India and if this kind of testing equipments are not available for defense, why not I do it? Luckily, my first son finished the engineering and I asked him whether you want to do a post-graduation. He said, well, after post-graduation, what should I do? I said, maybe you'll have to come and join the industry. Then I said, why should I do post-graduation? I said, okay, fine, come and join. I gave him the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Completely, I gave, this is an opportunity where we have to produce such kind of testing equipment for the global market, wherein temperature, humidity, altitude, and shaking, everything has to be generated. So we did a lot of research. Whatever money I earned that time, everything is spent on research. So today I am proud to tell you, Agni, Prithvi, Akash, BrahMos, these missiles are tested in the chamber which we have supplied. And we create a temperature say from -80 to plus 120 degrees Celsius, 5% to 98% of humidity with 150,000 feet above the sea level with x-axis, l-axis, y-axis shaking. That means if the missile goes up, how do you check whether electronic assembly function or not at that temperature, at that altitude, or that kind of shaking? So we create that atmosphere inside the chamber to test your product. How does this function for various temperature, humidity, and altitude? So this is the idea I got from the Kargil war, developed the product, spent all money, and now supplying to defense organization. So all these defense organization, DRDOs, are stopped buying from the Germany, Italy, and America, and are buying from me. So we have saved a lot of foreign currency by giving a import substitute item to all these defense manufacturers. Even apart from the temperature, humidity, even a tanker, when it goes in the desert area, if the storm and dust comes, how do you check whether the tanker is all electron assembly function or not? So we have developed a storm and dust chamber, which is as per the mill standard, the American standard. And we have supplied to DRDOs, and they are supplying, they are checking the whole tanker inside the storm and dust chamber. Then the corrosion test. You must have your students, maybe your parents might have had an ambassador Fiat car, say about 25, 30 years back. If it is run in a coastal area like Mangalore, Calcutta, or Mumbai, within 2 years the door is to get rusted. But now, no vehicle, no two-wheelers getting rusted when it is run in coastal area. Why? Because we have developed a corrosion test chamber. It will indicate after how many years your vehicle get rusted. That means painted component hang inside the chamber, run it for 95 hours. After 95 hours, if the painted component gets corroded, that means your car gets corroded in 2 years. You run it for 185 years continuously, 185 hours, and after 185 hours, if the painted component gets corroded, then the car gets corroded after 5 years. So this is the corrosion test chamber you supplied. Now all electronic assembly, all automobile are buying corrosion test chamber from me and checking their product after how many years it gets corroded. So what I am trying to say, it is absolutely the idea. Keep your all senses open, collect the information, and what you have to transform, reform, perform, and inform your customer. This is how the changes has to done to your entire lifespan and move forward. Globe is a market. India is a market. Because now when you are going through this $45 trillion economy, the scope for a manufacturer for a quality product is huge. Awesome it is. So enjoy your life in your whole thinking of your own and move forward as an entrepreneur. Funds, market, customer is abundantly available. Everybody will search and come for you. Today, when you are in a digital world, when you put everything on your website and have your own website and Google marking with the particular point, and people will come and search. So Google will tell you how many clients, how many hours your website they have seen it. These are the things are available today. So in the digital market, you have to be present and move forward for a global market. Don't think of your own as a Kupa Mandoka, as I already told you. So you always produce a product to the global market, and globe is your market. Globally, customers are available for you, and they will come in search of you. And which initially I told you why a customer will come and buy from you. So you have to create such kind of atmosphere, such kind of product, such kind of quality product with the very, very competitive rate. It is underwritten. You cannot have a highest profit and a profit of your own choice. You got to be competitive. Only when you are competitive, only when you have quality product and the customer always comes to you in search of you other customers. So that is the market, that is the challenge for you, and go forward. So as I already told you, if the startups are highest startups are in Bangalore, if there are highest unicorns are in Bangalore, why? Because we have such kind of atmosphere, such kind of knowledge hub, such kind of students with a high intelligence. Today's students have the high intelligence. High intelligence, when I mean not that first standard, first rank, and all that, the highest 80%, 90%. No, they are the intelligent. Intelligent is a different category. They all become the managers of the industry. Whereas who are the entrepreneurs? Those who score this 55% and 45%. They think differently, and they all become the owners of the industry. Globally, if you see, owners of the industry, who are the owners of the industry? These are the people. Take Bill Gates, Take Dhirubhai Ambani. They are all not even 8th standard passed. Okay, fine. Now, if the high toppers can join together and start an enterprise instead of looking for employment, preparing a nice CV in the Google, start enterprise. 4 or 5 people can join together. One can manage production, one can manage marketing, one can manage finance, one can manage HR, one can manage quality. So these 4 or 5 people can join together for a particular idea of production, start a private limited company and get going. So then only you have so much of avenues here to start a company and move forward. So my dear students, those who are there, it is not that you have to always prepare a beautiful CV. You always look for avenues, your ideas, whatever what you are thinking of. Because generally when you say ideas starts from the mother's womb. How Abhimanyu learned to enter into Chakrayuva in the Mahabharata? When Krishna was telling story to his mother, Abhimanyu's mother, at that moment of time, Krishna stopped it when she slept. So Abhimanyu knew to enter into Chakrayuva, but never knew to come out. This is how he died in the Mahabharata. Okay, fine, that's the story. But what does it indicate for you all? You learn from the mother's womb. From there you start. It is not that the college what you learn you start enterprising. No, it is a passion in which what God has given you the talent. So that way you cultivate. Identify your own passion. So after you identify your passion, get moving. Don't look back. Whereas what you learn from the classroom in the university or in the college is only 20%. 80% comes from outside. Where is that from outside? YouTube. Use your social media for a better purpose, improving your knowledge. What you think, what you got to do, go to the YouTube. Learn. Because you are there in the college for about more than, say 200 days in your academic year. What do you do balance 165 days? 165 days, learn this. So the enterprise, getting into entrepreneur is in your hand, not in your college hand, not in your incubator, not with your teachers. It is in your hand. Teachers can only help you. If you have this idea, if you have this thing, they can help you out. They can suggest you, okay, here is an incubator, go there, develop your product, certify your product, then put it in the market, then invest. So this is how you can enterprise and this is how you can move forward. And these are the avenues available globally. Market is huge. When we say $22 trillion economy now in America, and after say 4 or 5 years, just imagine what is going to be. Even though they grow at the rate of 0.4% of GDP, whereas we are growing the highest 7.2% of GDP. So we are catching up. Maybe another 2 years we are going to have a double-digit GDP growth. But gear up for yourself, gear up with the product, gear up with the quality of product and the delivery system. Whole thing can be managed by yourself with the dedication, with kind of thinking that yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to venture it out. Thank you very much for having done. So if you have any question, I'm ready to take it up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Just to brief upon what sir was pointing out, he was saying that we're still in British bureaucrat system where the primary requirements for technology, finance, and marketing. But he also touched on a point that the team building is essential. If the knowledge sharing can occur between the quality student, one can be CEO, one can be CTO, one can take out the marketing, one can technology, one can become human resource, one can become on the market quality testing and everything. So these team building is essential for you to build your MSME or entrepreneurship or startup that you're looking at. And he also specified on finance. So one of the key important is the finance, which Sir has been clearly stating. So one of the avenue which we like to share, I hope everybody can see this. We have an MSME hackathon for women innovators who can come on board, share the ideas. The initial seed fund, it is not a loan, it is just a fund that is given to all the women entrepreneurs who can come on board up to 15 lakhs by said MSME. So you can apply through Christ University, which is being recognized as the technology business incubator, and you'll be getting the enough resources that is required to develop your technology. I mean, in the finance part. Technology and marketing, as Sir said, there are several qualified students, one of which is Christ University, along with other institutions, which Sir has clearly mentioned. So we will be more than happy, our students will be more than happy to join hands and set up the next gen unicorns or innovators from our side. I would also take this opportunity to, one of the other things Sir was talking about is the semiconductor industry or product design in terms of electronics. We have with us Baswaraj Valure sir from Arbitronics. Sir, are you here, sir? Baswaraj sir, I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Probably sir might have been on mute or he might have left for anything. Prem Kumar sir,
Yes, yes, I'm available.
Prem Kumar sir, welcome on board, sir. Sir has been working
All
in refined acoustics, so a unique design firm for architecture and industrial acoustics. Sir is the founder and CEO of Glim Global Solutions, a startup firm. Uh, Sir, we would like to share your thoughts and your. I know you have a different kind of an aspect, but in terms of architecture and acoustics, if you can share your thoughts and what's happened, what transpired in the session with few of your own sharing experience, that would be great help, sir.
Hi, good evening, delegates and all the aspirants, entrepreneur aspirants. In fact, MSME is an important tool or the leverage for the students or the entrepreneurs today. Those days, back in days, like for any entrepreneur, there was various support that was required, and they were not able to successfully move forward or to grow on the entrepreneur level. But today, there's a saying also from one of the big, uh, um, entrepreneur and successful businessman. They say that entrepreneur fails multiple times and wins once or becomes successful once. So MSME today is actually making us or accelerating aspirants not to fail at any level. So there are various components in MSME where if anybody has got a dream or a passion to kickstart any business, MSME is an leverage for you. It adds wings to your dreams and it comes to reality. Post that, once you have achieved to an entrepreneur level at the mid segment, still the MSME can support you to take your business globally, and it makes you to look at your business globally. The visibility is there. So MSME is an important tool. I would say I would not take much time today because there's a lot of ambience noise here, the construction going on. So I would cut short and say that MSME is an important tool for you. Any young aspirants, you could take the support from MSME in any aspects. They would be very supportive to, and you could take it to the next level, whatever the.
Sir, we have lost. I think sir was having a connection problem. He left. We'll just check if Baswaraj sir has came back. If he's free, Baswaraj sir. Hmm. I think sir is caught up in another call. I know Basra sir is very busy, so he often has to go and get the clients too. So just to sum up, as what Jacob sir and what Prem sir was saying, there is a huge and cry demand for more and more MSMEs to come on board. As Jacob sir was mentioning, 95% is micro industries, 4% is small, and 1% is only large. which is contributing to 48% of our GDP, which is a huge number, and it would be only increasing, as sir mentioned, when we are moving into 2025 to become the third largest economy, or 2075 when become the first largest economy, as per the statistics that have been provided by Gold. So, in that view, I think this would be a great opportunity for us to innovate. As I was saying, we have a hackathon that is being conducted by MSME. So all the women entrepreneurs who are present here can share. We'll be sharing our mail ID here. Uh, if you have any doubts or queries, you can reach us, and we'll be more than happy to support in how you want to take it forward in your entrepreneurial journey along with Christ University, which would be integral part in providing you the required resources from the technology side, human resources side, and marketing side. So, and Suman, can you share your details too? Suman is also available. He's our lead consultant here, who can more than happy to share his information to you. Suman, can you share your details if you're available? Okay. I think he's in a call, so he'll be sharing his details. But thank you all for coming on board for this short, and I hope we know the importance of MSME that comes on board. We know the requirement of MSMEs in the current economy. There's a need for digital support in terms of the digital marketing that is required. We'll be more than happy through the Christ Incubation Center. We'll be more than happy to provide that support. And the closing remarks, vote of thanks. I would personally like to congratulate or humbly pledge my obedience and thank you for Jacob sir, who has accepted our invitation.
Dr. Ravinath, if there are any questions, I would like to take it if it are.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Any questions, please share it with us. I know there are three questions which we initially taken from our startups. I forgot about that.
Yeah, read out the questions.
Yeah. Sir, there are several regulation and policies from the government which change abruptly in terms of taxation and everything. How do you cope up with that and how you survived? Any suggestions for the new and upcoming MSMEs on this thought?
Very good question. So, the changes in the policies, changes in the rules and acts, you got to become a member of your product association or district level association or state level association or national association. So when any changes happen, so they communicate to the association, and associations in turn communicate to the members. So you got to become a member of organization and association to update your information or any changes in the policies. Or, as I told you earlier, your antennas should be always on the top, receive all the signals, and accept the change and move forward.
Yes, sir. I hope that is addressing the questions. Any other question, please raise your hand so that we can invite you on board and we can take the questionnaires on from their side. I request anybody who raised hands, we'll give them the first choice. Please raise your hands. If not, I'll go on to the second question. Sir, we acknowledge that there is a huge cry from this apprenticeship for the students, wherein they ask us to get the apprentice and required people on board, even though there is no requirement for that. So there is an apprenticeship act which came in force, wherein they have to have 2% if they have 30 employees. 2% of your employee force should be apprentice. So how do you understand this, or how do you take this to the advantage of your organization? That is what they're asking, sir.
No, I didn't understand the question, Raina.
So whenever you have an employee strength more than 30, the government of India came with a new rule called Apprenticeship Act, where it means you have to have part-time interns from the college or the schools who can be working with you for part-time basis. These are called interns or apprenticeships.
Okay.
So how do you take up those?
No, by and large, earlier the internship was only 3 to 4 months. Now
Ah,
it has made is 1 year.
1 year.
Because what happens is internship is a good scope for any student to get into an industry. So they can, in at least minimum 1 year, he can lay his hands in the industry or manufacturing industry or in an organization wherever he is interested. Especially in MSME, every vertical is available for you to learn. So then you can become an entrepreneur tomorrow. That is a different question. But here with the 1 year internship, you learn plenty of things. Whereas some people come for internship just for a heck of it. That means for the purpose of getting their degree. So such people are not allowed in any MSME. People, those who have a serious thinking with a serious passion, they have to get into the internship and move forward, not for the sake of degree. Whereas they have to create or cultivate, nourish and nurture their future, and that future is in their hand.
Understood, sir. Great, sir. If there are any questions, please raise your hands. We have one query, sir, which is came online itself. Sir, MSME for their
No,
futuristic scaling and everything, how do they approach investors? Can they approach investors? MSME can approach investors, or they
uh,
have to go through some regulations?
no, investors will come automatically.
Okay.
Now, Karnataka has the first startup. Once your project report is made, host it in the startup policy, investors will come to your doorstep, provided you have a better product, better idea, and better policy. In the sense, today, why startup and how startups have been funded? The entrepreneur who has an idea is called for a cafe coffee day, and the funder sits with him for the more than 3 to 4 hours, and he sees what is the where is the fire in the belly. When you
Understood.
have a better fire in the belly, he will fund you. Otherwise, your startup is gone for a toss. No funder
Understood.
will come to you.
Understood, sir.
Dr.
So,
Ravindra, I think the PPT can remove so that you can have other people also see. Remove
understood.
that PPT.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll do that, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm just checking if there's any messages. Sir, what the in follow-up question, Madam was asking, how do MSMEs have these calls? You said that government, once you upload government, the investors periodically will come and meet the investors directly. They need not to approach any investor through the Karnataka startup policy when you apply or something like that. So, Madam was asking, how do you periodically they come to know about the changes in the organization? Would they be looking at those, or we have to
Mm,
completely update
no, they
those?
don't come periodically. They only observe you,
Okay.
how you perform, how you prepare
Okay.
your balance sheet, what you have done. It is okay. Maybe for first year, second year, third year, you may not may make profit, bottom line. But
Hmm.
what is that you have done? Whether it's a cash loss or diversification of the funds, or whether the product is received very well by customer, he sees that because he is only an investor. He would
Hmm.
like to see his money is safe so that he can fall out after you become a certain level. That means you go to your scheduled MSME portal or MSME the BSC exchange. There are National Stock Exchange as well as BSC. There is a separate portal for MSME,
Understood, sir.
not with the large industry. That means the regulation followed for that portal is differently done, complying for any MSME. So once you gear up, you register your MSME and you grow exponentially. Because what has happened so far is very few have grown up from micro to small, small to medium, medium to large. But now there are facilities available for to grow exponentially. It is now in the digital world now.
Yes, sir. So one of the offline questions which we got initially was there's a huge push from the government in lean manufacturing system. They're asking the organizations to go into lean manufacturing system, and also the Z policy. Z policies, I think zero effect, zero defect policy that has been
Correct,
introduced.
correct,
So,
correct.
how do we address these two in terms of a growing MSME with limited financial?
No, you need not address it at all, because
Okay,
unless and until you fall into it, you can't survive.
okay,
Because zero defect, zero effect is a MSME policy. Because what has happened was in 70s or even in 60s, if you have seen, MSMEs, when you say any product from MSME is useless, no quality. But now, after we have liberalized, after the Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao opened up the open economy, how it has happened. Take for example, before opening up, there was only Ambassador Fiat car and Lambretta scooter and Bajaj. The Bajaj scooter, to start, you have to bend it and start, then only it should start. Those were the era. Today, you have plenty of vehicles you can select. How it happened? Because it's liberalized. So unless and until you maintain a quality product with a zero defect, you will not have a survival. Take for example, any component supplied to aerospace industry. If you are maintaining a quality error plus or minus 0.00001%, every day one flight should fall down, it seems.
okay,
That means there is no percentage of error allowed in aerospace industry, aerospace product. It is so strict. So when you don't have the zero effect, zero defect, then how you can survive? Nobody will come and buy the product from you. So the challenges are plenty, but only when you have the passion to face the challenges, you can survive. Otherwise, dead and gone.
understood, sir. I think you also mentioned the challenge is always there, and you have to look forward and continue with your journey as an entrepreneur. And this answer makes it the right sense that, even though there are challenges with lean or anything that comes on board from the government, including the policies and regulations, you have to address those challenges and look forward and move on from that point. Thank you, sir. That's the questions I have from offline or online. Thank you for your patience time to address the questions, sir, and thank you for reminding me to. I think I forgot about Q&A session. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on board. I will also take as a personal, humble opportunity to thank the main team which was behind this. Soumya ma'am, who was there, Soumya Tarun ma'am. She was intellectually connecting with me and trying to bring everything onto the support. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for helping us. And Himanshu sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on board and supporting us. I think there is Praveen sir. Praveen sir was kind enough to give us a connect and come on board. And but not and least, I have taken the last name, Club Harmony, Rotary Club Harmony, which was integral part in encouraging and bringing this program onto our doorstep. I say that would be the last mile connect, which was missing between MSMEs and the Christ University. That was being addressed by Monica Madam, the president of Club Harmony. Thank you for coming on board. We are looking forward for further sessions on that. And if they have any further questions or queries, we'll be more than happy to address from our side. I request all the participants, I know some of the participants left, but I request all the participants to unmute their video so that we can take a snapshot. I request Suman, are you available to take a snapshot? Yeah. That was our security who came asking me when you're going to leave so that she can. So give me 1 sec. So thank you all for coming on board. Thank you for
Thank you.
having this
Thank
session.
you, Rindat.
Thank you
Yes.
all. Thank you. And if you have any further questions, our email address have been shared. We'll be more than happy to support any of the budding entrepreneurs who wants to come on board or who wants to look in terms of technology support, financial support, or mentoring support, or even marketing support. We'll be more than happy to collaborate. We will be more than happy to address your queries through our strong pool of students who are competent enough to take all these queries. Thank you. Again, thank
Thank
you all for
you.
coming on board. Over and out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.